Okay, just want to bring you guys up to date. I found my chest from the in-between, along with it, some of the pictures from my time spent in GrabbaKan, which was the prison of the in-between, found for near-dwells like myself and other mutants that crossed the line. First and foremost, you probably recognize him from my description. This is Randy. This was taken after the Great Shower Riot. Unfortunately, as you can see here, he's got a shower thing that he had to rip out of the wall. And Randy always found a way to find a gun. So he's had one in his hand. His lower right leg there, you can see, is where I fashioned a shin bone to kind of carry on his memory. And on the left, you can kind of see his shower sandals as he was caught unawares. Um, he was kind of an amorphous tentacle creature. He kind of turned into different things. He was a funny guy, doesn't afraid of anything. And you'll notice kind of in the face area, he had a silver tongue, but that's actually a silver sword that someone had stabbed in the back of his head. So what we'd always do is kind of set him up to get stabbed because he could take it. And then we'd use those weapons later on. He was a great dude, always ready to fight. Obviously, you can kind of see him here. That in the back there, that's unfortunately a piece of toilet that was slammed on his head in that big brawl. But Randy came out the victor, and you're frozen in time basically when you've committed a crime in the in between. They take you away. They put you on this wood slab. You can kind of see some of the in between of the background there. That grid system is kind of reminiscent of it all. And then you're frozen, and you take the picture as you were committing the crime, basically. All right, so that's Randy from one view. Let's see if we can move on here. That's from the top. You can kind of see the sword stuck in there. There's a little bit better view of the toilet rim. Unfortunate, but classic Randy finding a Glock, right? Let's move on to this is a good friend of ours. When we were Sellies, Randy and I, Battle Boar was next door. He was a frog pig, or a frig, as he was known, and he was always ready to fight. I mean, he was always froggy, always ready to jump in. Real bro. I lost sight of him. I don't know where he ended up when we made our escape. He was one of those that left with us, but he went a different route and jumped to the beat of his own drum and took his own path. Yeah, classic. See those knuckles? That's how much he used to beat ass. He was an awesome dude, and he doesn't afraid of anything. All right, this is garbage juice. This guy was a total piece of shit. He is as nasty as he looks. He always carried around a trash can because everyone was trying to stab him, and then he had his good stabbing arm on the right. Always looked like this. Always had his mouth open like that. Always was staring at you. He's a fucking weirdo, and he smelled like ass. But that was garbage juice. He was just part of life for us, you know. He didn't care, ate everything, farted and pooped everywhere, never cleaned up after himself, and was just rotting as he walked. But he was good at pinochle. This is Narc Snitch McSlimelie. He was the resident little butthole on the grid. He would tell on you and Narc every chance he got. He had a good in with Sheriff Nine Pack, which we'll get to later on. Um, he was never killed because he always had access to things. He could get you what you needed. This cool purple suit and top bowler hat he had gotten from trading um, fluids that will not be named here because children might stumble upon this. But you can see his worm hands. He would do weird jobs and earn money. And really, what kept people at bay was the snitch swatter. Basically, if that swatter hit you, you'd instantly turn into a snitch. So, like, everyone gave him a wide berth. But he was a weirdo and as dirty and as nasty as he looks. Here's a better view. Kind of see him there. This was Stripper Frog. He was a pretty cool bro. Kind of just worked out on the yard, liked to flex, liked to strip. Never really got into it too much with anybody. When we made our prison escape, unfortunately, he was smacked down by, I think, Buzzard Blaster. I got to consult Randy when I see him next. He'll be able to tell me. We didn't see what happened, and we just assumed he got caught up and thrown back in, the poor guy. But he was a good dude. He was, just looking to flex those muscles. Yeah, check that out. That's a really good stance and good form, honestly. He taught me a lot. This is Handjob. Handjob was a unique dude. Loved carrots. Hands were always sticky. I don't know why. Collected hands. He always managed to find money. He always had some currency on him. I don't know how he made his money. People would go into his cell briefly, come out, and he'd just have money in his hands. Pretty innocuous. Innocuous. He was mostly a chill dude. Like I said, he had his little side hustle, side job. But in the end, I don't remember what happened to him during the prison break. He was just around. These are a trifecta head bosses of three different gangs in one dude. It was kind of complicated, but a lot of things were in the in between. The one on the left is Matsu. He was a pretty big crime boss in his own right. He was grafted to this body. The middle is deceiving. You might think it's this bunny guy, but actually, the entity that you're talking to is the purple pants. And this is just kind of an extension of those purple pants, the bunny head. And then that's Brenda on the right. She was a real bitch. Ruthless as hell, cold blooded. She was worse than almost everyone else on the block. There's another view to kind of give you. Yeah, the purple pants here are sentient, and they just kind of transfer up their signals through these blue eyes. You can kind of see the rage. But Matsu was like a more businessman. Purple pants was kind of the neutralizer, and Brenda was a psychopath. Don't let the smile fool you at all. This is Angry Chimpy. This was a mobster on a I don't know what time plate he's from, but he was an absolute fucking asshole most of the time. Mostly because he was grafted to half gorilla chimp. You can see his arm there. Let me see if I can get a better view. He basically always had a gun, was always trying to fight someone, and if he wasn't shooting you, he was throwing the guns because he'd go into this bestial rage. You can kind of see he was just always hopping around trying to start shit. We avoided him. He mostly fought with Pot Sticker, and we gave him wide berth. This is Pot Sticker. Pot Sticker was a pretty cool dude. Constantly worked out curls. Never really worked out anything else, but he could swing that sword like Conan and shoot fire out of the other one. That was kind of his ability. All of us got special abilities in the in between. Basically, laws don't function the same as they do here, and there you tend to get some powers. I had some pretty cool ones. I'll go into later. But Potsticker was a master swordsman, and you'd think these little tiny arms wouldn't allow for that, but you'd be fucking wrong, friend. And now we're on to the law. This is Buzzard Blaster and Slop Sink at the top. This was one of Sheriff Nine Pack's primary enforcers. Always had two golden guns, never missed a shot. It was basically just him and Sheriff Nine Pack managing the whole colony because this dude just always was able to see everything with the four eyes. Wild dude, a bit of a butthole, but honestly, as long as you like came in for chow and you bedded down and didn't start shit, things were all right. He was just kind of neutral. There's another view of him. His hat was cool too. He played poker. Sheriff Nine Pack. This guy was an absolute fucking savage. As you can see, he was constantly adding packs to his already formidable midsection. He had shackles on the right. He had a gun on blast. On his lower quadrant up there was the beat sticker. This is kind of how he taught you his ways. And then on the left, you'll see these are leg chucks. He had ripped these off another mutant and he used these as nunchucks. It's wild seeing these guys again. It kind of like a flood of memories coming back. Obviously, they're when you take pictures out of the in between, things get kind of wonky, and in this case, they've kind of cartoonized. But you can get an idea of what I was dealing with, and this is just a small portion at GrabbaKan, which is a giant prison facility where basically there's one claw, these two fellas here manning the fort, and the claw would get your trash can and pull it like a claw machine, and you'd go out to wreck or get food in the commissary, or they dump you out to just fight, or sometimes the can would grab your can and dump it into another can and you'd fight, and then you just hope you weren't in fucking Angry Chimpy's can, or Garbage Juice was pretty rough too. So that's a little bit more of the lore. I know you guys were curious, and as I stumble across more stuff and dig into that chest, I'll try and update you guys. Long live Randy.